Chet, this is the first 2-day break in the series here, but I'm sure practice time has been pretty minimal. What was this like to be able to maybe digest the first 6 games of the series and then actually get a decent practice in?
Yeah, it was good to get in front of the film, be able to watch it, kind of watch where we can be better, both X's and O's wise, and then other areas outside of that, and then get on the court and kind of execute some of those things, go over some things that we're going to need for tomorrow, and then also get some shots up. It was good.
What'd you pick up looking back at Game 6?
Um, I feel like for the most part, our X's and O's were good. It's not like there was a whole need to scrap a game plan or anything. What the coaches put in front of us was good. We have to, one, execute it better, and then also, we can't give them anything easy. We gave them a few easy opportunities that, at this point in time and, the situation we're in, we just can't do that. Can't defeat ourselves in that way. And we're looking to clean that up.
This deep into a series when you've thrown out so many lineups on both sides and made so many adjustments, like how much now in this last game does it just come down to execution?
A lot of it. They know what we're doing. We know what they're doing. But we're both familiar with each other. There's no secrets out there. They're not gonna scrap their whole game plan going into this game, and neither are we. And it's gonna come down to who's willing to really execute and win each possession all throughout the game. You can't worry about winning the game. You gotta win each possession first, and then worry about the next one. So, that's what we got to do. That's what they're gonna try and do, and we got to do better.
Chet, you guys have had games this season where you have just overwhelmed teams with your energy, effort level of focus. What's it feel like when you get into that zone as a team and are able to do that?
Yeah, I mean it's great. Sometimes you can completely take X's and O's and who you're playing against out of a game just by, kind of just heating things up and making things tough. For whoever has the ball in their hands, whoever's trying to get open to get the ball, you can really blow up what other teams are trying to do. And we've had really good stretches of that throughout the season and even through the series. And we just have to do our best to maintain that as long as we can for tomorrow.
Aaron Gordon's status is up in the air. How much does that kind of affect your prep for this game?
Our prep was focusing on us. We can't control, what ends up happening tomorrow, whether he's able to play or not. But we can focus on how we can do better and be ready, and that's what we did.
You guys have earned the opportunity to play this Game 7 at home in your home arena. Just how valuable is that, and how much are you looking forward to that?
It's extremely valuable. The fans have been great for us all year. It's good to have your own practice facility, your own routine, your own house, and show up to shoot in the arena that you've played in more than any other arena all year. So it's great, and we know the fans are going to bring it, so we got to do the same.
So is there any value in sort of understanding the magnitude of this game going into it? Like, is that something that's just sort of putting it at the forefront of your mind, or are you talking?
Yeah, you definitely have to understand what's at stake, what's on the line. Obviously, this game means a lot. But you can't go into the game thinking about that stuff. You have to go into the game thinking about what matters for winning. None of that stuff matters for winning. So we got to focus on what we need to execute. What we're going to see out there. What we have to do on the defensive end, what we have to do on the offensive end, go out there and execute it, and then things will take care of itself.
Mark, how much are you looking forward to seeing your team's effort and energy level tomorrow? Just, given the way that they, over the course of time, have shown that can be a superpower of theirs.
Yeah, very much so. Really excited. It's a privilege to play in these games, and we're excited to play. I'm excited to watch us play and be a part of it.
Mark, I'm not going to assume that you have nothing left up your sleeve, but this deep into the series, like, how much of it at this point just comes down to execution?
Most of it. I think that's most series and most games. I talk all the time about fundamentals, and we really believe that. It's like the game comes down to very controllable fundamental things that are very, very hard to execute consistently when put under the under the pressure of competition against another team and stuff like that. So that's our challenge in every game. And that's our focus in every game. And that's where we need to hang our hat on tomorrow.
What do you talk to you guys about? I mean, you always talk about turning the page and this is a new game and 0-0, but this is your season in essence. So how do you talk to you guys about this?
I've said this before. I think, it's recurring themes that you just revisit in these situations. And if you need new material in these situations, then your material was wrong in the first place, so it's the same stuff. It's nothing new. We're not introducing anything today, mentally or tactically or fundamentally. We have to go out there and play our best and be who we are and lean on the habits that we've built over the course of time.
How's your practice? How are the guys? I mean,
They're pretty consistent. They're not. It's not easy to read into. They're pretty much the same every day. They have a great baseline of work, baseline of focus, baseline of behavior. They're like they always are. They do a great job of that.
Mark, is it even something you talk about how, hey, the team, you guys earn this game at home in your place?
Didn't talk about it, but it speaks for itself. We'll be in our beds tonight. So it shows the importance of the regular season. I mean, we'd much rather be playing Game 7 at home than on the road. And that's something that we've earned through the course of the year. But with that said, when the ball goes up in the air tomorrow, what happens between the lines is going to be what determines who wins the game. And that's what we have to focus on.
how much does a guy like Caruso help? Because he's kind of been it down this a little bit.
A lot. He helps a lot, but all the guys do. The leader's the person doing the right thing, and we have a lot of leaders, in terms of the way that they approach it. He's certainly one of them with his focus, readiness, presence, team orientation, experience. All that stuff shows up, but he's not the only one. I mean, we've got leadership, being injected into the team throughout the roster. We have a lot of guys that really give us a lot of juice.
I know there's not a lot of Game 7 experience that's great among this group. Only 3 guys I think I played in one, but you mentioned leaders. The fact that Shea is one of those and he's played in one, though. How much does that, steady your mind at all?
At the end of the day, I think it's everything around the game is different. It certainly feels different because of the gravity of the outcome of the game. But once the ball goes up in the air, it's the same game. And if you want to, test that, just watch any Game 7. That it's not like there's a different game being played. It's not like there's different rules being executed. The game comes down to the same things, and it comes down to your ability as a team to get present in the game, be able to block out all the distractions, stay in the next possession, and execute the best you can. And I think experience obviously can help you with that perspective, but we have the same opportunity as Denver does tomorrow to go win the game.
AC has talked about having a championship level of focus. Are there tangible things that you see on the floor when your team is kind of hitting that level? Or is it more extending that over the course of as many possessions as possible that maybe he's referencing there?
Yeah, I mean, it's just your ability to execute what's right in front of you, understanding that the game is a long game. It's a 48-minute game. It's going to be 200 possessions when you count offense and defense as separate possessions. So there's a lot of different opportunities to execute. There's a lot of different opportunities to not execute. Neither team's going to be perfect. But yeah, you just try to stack as many of those possessions as you can, as many of those moments as you can, and stay very, like I said, very present in the moment, and deal with what's right in front of you.